All right. Call the meeting to order. We don't have our secretary, so we will need to appoint an acting secretary for the meeting. Mr. Spencer.
Mr. Chair, I'm prepared to take minutes, although I believe I'm only an adequate secretary. If someone who believes they could do a better job than we would like to, I would defer to
Need to
them.
go pee? Are you all done?
Okay, seeing that there are no other volunteers, Greg, Mr. Simple, I would appreciate if you would do so.
Consider it done.
I will do the same thing we did the last meeting, and just kind of run through everything and give you the ability to just take the notes, if that's works for you. Okay. All right, so let's do a roll call. I am here. Mike Saliba,
Hello.
Mary Bazuma.
Here.
Okay, we don't have a treasurer. Daniel Ziemba. Not here. Ryan Roberts. Not here. District 2 is vacant. Jordan Martin.
Howdy.
Rick Thielen. Dave Canny.
Yeah.
Raphael Wolf. Raphael. Let's see. You better keep
Yes, I'm here. It took me a second to unmute.
Okay, Brian Ellison. Don't see him. John Elgus told me he would not be here. Greg Stimfel,
Present.
Kyle McCauley.
Here.
Bruce Jakeways. Okay, Daniel already told us he is not participating. Jamie Van Alstine,
Here.
Scotty Bowman. Scotty. He's here, but he's not talking. All right, we will count him present. All right. Okay, tonight is a special meeting, so we've got 5 topics that need to be covered. One is to appoint an acting treasurer, one is to appoint District 2 representative. One is to approve sending some communications from the party. One is protection and recovery of our assets. And the last is a bylaws committee. Okay. So the first item is to appoint an acting treasurer. So for the record, based on our bylaws, we cannot appoint a treasurer to the board. However, the party needs a treasurer to perform the tasks of a treasurer in order for us to have our books kept up and check that the spending is being done properly and accounting is being done properly, et cetera, et cetera. So this position will be a non-board administrative position, will have no voting rights towards anything that we discuss in meetings, any motions or anything like that. Okay, so I've only had one person reach out to me about being interested in the treasurer position, and before a lot of the kerfuffle, this person was already stepping up to help out and has been very helpful in keeping the books up, or helping me make sure I do everything appropriately. So that's Angela, and if anybody would like to make a motion, it'll be in order.
So moved.
What was that, Jordan?
So moved.
I think we
to
should,
nominate her.
I think we should like actually vocalize it and make sure it's on record.
I'd like to appoint Angela as our interim treasurer, or however that would be different for the specific treasurer role.
Okay.
Second.
All right, thanks, Jordan and Mike. All right. Give me a sec here.
I'm switching Brian Ellison to present.
Thank you. And Mr. Bowman, are you able to speak now as well?
Am I able to what?
Never mind. You answered my question.
Want to make
Patty.
Mr. Chair, would it be appropriate for me to move to close nominations and call the question?
Yes. It's in order.
I do that.
Okay, any opposition? Okay, the question is, should we approve a motion to appoint Angela Thornton as interim treasurer? Okay, do we need to do a roll call vote?
No.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Okay, that passes. All right. Next item of business is appointing District 2 representative.
Mr. Chairman, point of inquiry.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that Andrew, or I'm sorry, whoever is appointed to the District 2 rep should have voting rights immediately, or should that take effect at the next meeting?
My ruling is that that will take effect after the end of the meeting. Okay,
Proper.
Mary, go ahead.
I would like to place in nomination Andrew Hall for second district representative.
Second.
Okay, anything on that, Mary?
No, except that he's very qualified and willing to do it, and he's been on this board in many capacities before. And he'd do a good job.
Okay, thanks, Mary. Jordan, did you have something?
No, I was just going to nominate him if she didn't.
All right.
So interested.
All right, thank you, Jordan.
Oh, Andrew, do you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Okay, Mr. Bowman?
Yeah, point of information, I suppose, or maybe it's personal privilege, but I just like to see from the people who actually are District 2 residents, hear from them first as to whether or not they support Andrew for that purpose.
Okay, Mary?
Yeah, I'm in District, I was in District 2, and this is how we're nominating, but yeah, I'm a District 2 rep. I live in District 2.
And Mary, I don't want to lead you or anything, but I mean, you guys did have a meeting in the West affiliate about
Yes.
the topic, right?
Yes, we did. We have a biennial convention that appoints our oversight board and our new officers, and Andrew was nominated by the membership to be the 2nd district rep. So it's
Okay.
not just me.
Okay, is there anybody else from District 2 here that would speak?
The old District 2.
Right. Okay, Mr. Hall, would you like to speak on your own nomination?
For the sake of time, I would like to say some. So if that's okay with everyone, I would just like to continue on.
Okay, thanks. All right, any other nominations?
Move to close nominations and call the question, please.
Second.
Okay, any objection to closing nominations? Okay, nominations are closed. All right,
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
Me,
Who's me?
Mike Saliba.
Thank you, Mike.
okay. The question on the floor is, shall we appoint Andrew Hall to District 2 representative? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, that passes. Welcome to the board, Andrew. All right, our next business is approving some communications from the party. All right, so here. All right, so I just shared this in the chat and I will put it up on the screen. You guys want me to read this aloud or you want me to just give you time to read it?
Why don't you read it
Read it for
aloud,
us.
Mr.
All right.
Chair?
Okay. This is addressed to Angela McCardle. Madam Chair, members of the Libertarian National Committee. This letter is regarding the current standing of the Libertarian Party of Michigan, LPM Executive Committee. In addition to being the state affiliate of the Libertarian Party in Michigan, the LPM Executive Committee is also incorporated as a nonprofit corporation, Libertarian Party of Michigan Executive Committee Incorporated, in the state of Michigan and is bound by laws governing such organizations. Following a judicial committee decision in favor of Andrew Chatterton regarding officer elections at our July 9th, 2022 convention, Mr. Chatterton immediately gained access to control many systems, including the website, email, and membership database. Acting in good faith and due to a lack of understanding of the situation, this is supposed to say,
Would it say although acting in good faith?
no.
Although we,
It should just say, acting in good faith and due to a lack of understanding of the situation, many members of the executive committee participated in the party, assuming that Mr. Chatterton was chair. During the week of January 22nd, 2023, details were shared from senior party members, including former chairs of the LPM, to executive committee members elected on July 9th. These details included confirmation that our bylaws were not intended to be interpreted to allow the judicial committee to overturn actions of a convention. It was also pointed out that laws regulating our organization do not allow this. The officers and members of the LPM Executive Committee are legally the directors of the corporation. Only the directors of the corporation can act on behalf of the corporation. Members of the LPM Judicial Committee are not directors of the corporation. According to the Michigan Nonprofit Corporation Act of 162 of 1982, the Judicial Committee does not have the authority to remove an officer elected by the members of the organization. 450.2535 reads removal of an the title is removal of officer, suspension of authority to act, contract rights, resignation of officer, notice. Section 535 reads, 1, an officer elected or appointed by the board may be removed by the board with or without cause. An officer elected by the shareholders or members may be removed with or without cause only by vote of the shareholders or members. The authority of the officer to act as an officer may be suspended by the board for cause. Okay, that's the end of the act, or the excerpt of the act. On January 31st, 2023, the elected LPM Executive Committee met to discuss how to proceed based on the new information. During this meeting, a motion was passed to accept the Judicial Committee decision as advisement, set it aside, and take no action other than to notify the members. This decision keeps in place the Executive Committee chosen by members at convention. This board is committed to serving the members of this party and ensuring members retain their right to select party officers and decide the direction of the party. The LPM Executive Committee has, as prescribed in our bylaws, authorized and issued a call to our regular convention for April 1st, 2023 at the Hilton Garden Inn at 633 North Canal Road in Lansing, Michigan, for party members to elect all officers and choose the party's direction. A call was sent for volunteers for a bylaws committee that will address issues in our bylaws that have left the LPM open to the conflicts that we have seen over the past several months. The LPM is committed to fully supporting the efforts underway by several dedicated volunteers targeting opportunities and recruiting libertarian candidates to win local elections in 2023. The LPM rejects all sentiment that any action taken by the executive committee is in retaliation to a strife about caucuses. We request that all parties, including the LNC, respect the right and authority of the members of the LPM to proceed with the convention on April 1st in Lansing to decide on their leadership and the business of the state party. Respectfully, the Libertarian Party of Michigan Executive Committee. All right, any discussion?
Mr. Chair, should it be the Libertarian Party, respectfully, the Libertarian Party of Michigan Executive Committee, Inc.? Or is that assumed?
It can be. It's up to you. Kyle?
I was just going to say, I think the letter is great, very well done. Obviously, adding that middle section looks like you already did, so that's good. I would move that we not overanalyze this. I wouldn't mind one way or another about the ink on the respectfully. So that's I think that would be fine to add that. Well, as a point of personal privilege, I would ask that we not deliberate or nitpick it too much, and let's get it, whatever motion needs to happen to get this thing sent on.
Okay, so there is no motion on the floor.
Mr. Chair, a motion to submit this letter as written and displayed on the screen to the LNC.
Seconded.
Okay, Mr. Bowman?
Yeah, I do think it is significant to put the ink on there for the simple reason that because we're emphasizing the state laws regarding corporations, and I think it's important to remind anything that we write include something indicating that we are incorporated. So that's why we were able to use that law.
Okay, Mr. Saliba?
I also think it's important that it has each of our individual names on it.
Okay. Mr. Allison?
I would suggest that we don't add the ink because that almost just gives them fodder to pretend like we are acting as an entity different than the Libertarian Party of Michigan. I would just say do we or do we not have a DBA that's essentially Libertarian Party of Michigan? And if so, then that's how we should sign it.
We do have a DBA that for Libertarian Party of Michigan and Libertarian Party. Mr. Bowman?
Yeah, first of all, I'm totally fine with including my name on the letter. I don't know how everyone else feels, but the other matter about the ink, it's different than doing business as I have a DBA and I am not incorporated, and I am not in any way able to use any of that Michigan law regarding incorporation to make a point about anything. And since we are addressing Michigan law that involves incorporation on the document, that's what makes it appropriate, that the name reflect the corporate status.
Okay, I will just throw out a suggestion, or I won't say a suggestion, a possibility. We could also put our official corporate name in the heading of the letter, if that would make some kind of middle ground. But somebody else will have to move to amend then.
Mr. Chair, I move to so amend.
Second.
Mr. Chair, point of information. Are you sending anything else with this letter or just the letter alone?
The way that the motion is worded, this is the only letter that would go.
Okay, well, can we, I call the question to modify we can't do amendment on amendment, right? You need to call that one to question. And then
If you want to amend the current amendment, it'd have to be something related to that amendment,
Yeah.
which is just this.
Call the question, the current amendment, please,
All
Mr.
right.
Chair.
All right, anyone opposed to calling the question? Okay, all in favor of amending the letter to change the heading to our official corporate name? Everyone say aye.
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 All opposed, say no.
No.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, that was about even. Let's just do a roll call just so we can make sure. All right. All right, Mike Saliba,
No, I think it's too confusing.
Mary Bazuma,
Yes.
Jordan,
Sure.
Dave,
No.
Raphael,
Yes.
Mr. Stimful,
I'm gonna pass for right now.
Kyle,
Is Mr. Ellison here too?
yeah, but,
Yes.
oh, wait, sorry,
Yes.
Brian, you're,
Yeah, I vote no.
okay. Kyle, I'm sorry, I interrupted your vote.
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay, Jamie,
What's the count?
4
yes,
yes, 3 no.
I'll abstain.
Okay, Mr. Bowman,
Yes.
all right, Mr. Stimful, do you wish to vote?
I'll vote yes.
All right, that passes. Okay. Mr. McCoy, go ahead, Kyle.
I would like to make a motion to amend the sending the letter by itself to include a copy of our, never mind, I changed my mind right as I'm about to say it. Let's make them work for anything else they want. Okay, never mind.
Okay, Mr. Ellison,
I guess maybe as a point of information, Joe as the chair can, without additional instruction from us, can send whatever he feels appropriate with this letter as the chair. So I don't think we need to tell him exactly what to send. If he wants to send something, he can send it.
So can we probably need to put forward a motion to amend, to authorize the chair to send any supporting documentation that he sees fit.
I don't necessarily believe that's necessary, but if you guys want to, go ahead. But we also, yeah, I guess, yeah, Kyle, that is in order to do. Mr. Bowman,
I heard it mentioned, but I don't think it was a motion. I would like to move that we include all our names on there, and if I could speak to it.
Mr. Chair, is this out of order?
no, it's not.
No.
Motion,
Do we have a motion to authorize you to send additional supplemental information?
no, that motion was never made or seconded. I think Kyle was just speaking freely, right, Kyle?
No, I made the motion.
Oh, well, I don't believe it was seconded, though.
Right, it was not.
Okay. Sorry, Kyle, if there was confusion. Okay,
Scotty, restate your motion, please. Sorry.
Yeah, simply to include our names and offices at the base of the letter. Perhaps only the chair's signature is needed, but just names and offices. So it's clear who this LEC is, because simply saying the Libertarian Party of Michigan Executive Committee may seem ambiguous to some.
okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, only thing I would suggest is that the people authorizing the letter be the ones named on the letter. I do not believe we should include any members' names that were not in, that were not present in authorizing it.
We could add their names with a parenthetical of recognized but not participating, because they are still duly elected to the board and they still do have an opportunity to start participating again.
Second,
Mr. Chair, are we,
Yeah,
is it time for debate?
yeah, so, okay, let me tell you guys what we are on a motion to amend to add the names of the members of the executive committee. That's what we have on the floor. Okay, Mr. Ellison,
I would move to amend the amendment to include the names of the people who wish to be included. So by affirmative vote, they want their names included. I don't think we should be signing a letter with somebody else's name on it.
Seconded.
okay. Ms. Van Alstine,
I will wait until we get to the main motion. Thank
okay.
you.
Mr. Bowman. And
okay, are we in discussion on that amendment yet?
yeah, this is the second, we're on an amendment to the amendment.
Oh, okay, would it be in order for me to express an objection right now, or should I wait for
Yes.
them to speak for it?
I
In order?
Mr. Ellison, I believe you already spoke to your motion.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yep, okay, go ahead, Mr. Bowman.
Simply stating who the Libertarian Party of Executive Committee is does not necessarily require agreement with a letter sent on behalf of said organization by the chair. We are affirming the results of the July 9th convention, and in fact saying that people do not have a right outside of that convention to remove any members. So we're kind of symbolically removing members if we don't list the entire Libertarian Party of Michigan Executive Committee as being the members of.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bowman.
Point of inquiry.
Yes, sir.
I maybe a clarification on what Scotty's intent is, because I envisioned what he was saying as we were signing onto the letter at the bottom. Scotty, maybe you can clarify, where do you intend for the names to go in this letter, if not the signature block?
Hold on, before Scotty answers, the way that the motion is worded, that is how it will be. It will be names signed on the bottom.
Yeah, so yeah, see, I don't see how you can sign somebody else's name without their permission.
Well, I did, point of information, I did not intend to say that anyone else's signature would be there other than the chair, and I don't know if there's another officer who typically co-signs with the chair on letters like that, secretary or something like that, but I don't see a need for everybody to somehow get a copy of this to put their signature on. I just wanted to be clear which executive committee this is sent by.
Yeah, Scotty, but the motion that you made, Mr. Stimfel, I'll have him read the motion off here in a second. The motion that you made was to add the names of the members of the executive committee under the letter, under the chair's signature. So that could be taken as they were also, you know, signatories or endorsers of the letter. I will just state that even it's not in order right now, but if you guys want to pass a motion to require me to include an appendix or an attachment with the names of the executive committee members on the letter, that may suffice both ways of thinking.
I would like to amend my motion to do that.
We can't amend anything right now. We have two
Oh.
levels of amendment.
Can you pull back, what would you call it? Can you close a motion?
Withdraw.
Withdraw, thank you.
Yeah, once it's with the body, we can't, and we have two levels
Withdraw.
of amendment
Sure.
going, so.
I'd like to call.
You can move to substitute. That would be the only other thing you could do, but
Mr. Chair, just point of inquiry at the moment. Is the motion that we're on, Brian's motion to amend to only include the names of those who wish to be included in the signature section?
yes.
Okay, so it seems like it would be in order to call that to question and see if we can get that particular feature accomplished, and then we can deal with other features later. Am I understanding?
Yeah, is anyone opposed to calling the question? Okay, all right, so let me just kind of explain where we're at. Okay, the main motion is sending the letter. The amendment was to add the names of the executive committee on the bottom of the letter. And Mr. Ellison has motion to amend to only add signatories that wish to be added on the bottom of the letter. Okay, so that motion to amend the amendment is what we're voting on. All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye.
meant no.
Well, then wait for no.
Oops.
All those opposed say no.
No.
No,
Oh,
That was,
was
Mr. Chair,
four
can you
noes.
please redo the vote?
yeah, let's do a second voice vote here. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. All opposed say no.
no,
No,
No.
All
I'd
right,
like to start a fresh motion.
4-5, that loses. All right, so we are now on Mr. Bowman's amendment to add all of the names of the executive committee members to the bottom of the letter.
Call the question.
I
Okay,
object to call the question.
okay, Mr. McCaw, you want to speak?
I would like to put forward a motion to amend that to include a list of names of the board, but not in the signatory line, but to include it as an appendix to the
Second.
letter.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Sleva, do you want to speak to that, Kyle?
Yeah, I just think it's really important that we don't quote unquote sign people's names to a letter. I fully agree with Mr. Ellison's previous statements. I would be thoroughly pissed if someone signed my name to something that I was not in agreement with. And I think it would be highly inappropriate of us to include names in a signatory section who appear not want to be included. I think it would be appropriate for you, Mr. Chair, to maybe solicit and ask those folks if they'd like to sign on who aren't present at this meeting, but let's not put their name down unless they desire to be there.
Okay, Mr. Saliba.
Okay, so we've gotten so amended and re-amended and everything that I think we've gone too far to do what I think we should do without just starting over with an entirely new amendment or motion entirely, which I think the names of the recognized board should be included in the body of the letter so we can specify what LEC we're talking about and who that consists of, just as general fact and results of the convention and this meeting. And then beneath the letter are the voluntary signatures of those participating. I don't know how we get to that procedurally, but if you have an idea.
Mr. Chair, would it Would it be in order for me to move to amend my amendment by substitution or however that works? to
Actually,
swap out,
yes.
To put it in the body?
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
I would like to,
do that.
I would like to move to place the names of the current executive committee in the body rather than as an appendix, as Mr. Saliba suggested.
Second, if need be.
Request for information.
Yes, Mr. Hall.
I guess I was curious, where in the body would you like that to be put? Did you have a particular place, or do you want it just included in the letter?
It could be its own new paragraph, towards the end. For the record, the executive committee consists of, and we could even differentiate elected at July 9th convention and, for you, elected in committee.
Thank you so much.
Just so they know who we're talking about, who was elected at the convention that we refer to, what the current makeup is, and who should be recognized as such. That's kind of more part of the body of the letter. That's us explaining the situation. And then the signatures at the bottom shall be the support.
Call the
Okay,
question,
so-
Mr. Chair.
Anyone object to calling the question?
I do.
Go ahead, Ms. Van Alstine.
I don't think it's efficient that we call the question without identifying where to put this.
Okay, well, then, Ms. Van Alstine, I think you would have to vote against it because we can't do any more amendments. The only thing we can do is dispose of what's on the floor, which is a motion to amend by substitution. Instead of adding a list of names at the end of the letter, adding a list of current executive committee members in the body of the letter. Mr. Ellison?
No, I don't know. My comment is probably not appropriate at this point. I think Joe should just edit the letter as he sees fit and send it. We're wasting a bunch of time.
Okay, sentiment appreciated. Mr. Martin?
Question was only going to be since rather than listing all of the names in the body of the letter, putting some like a number in parentheses or something like that, and then attaching it in an appendix, you would do with citations normally or something of the sort. That was my only idea.
Okay, it's a good suggestion, Jordan, but we can't change anything right now. We have to dispose of what's on the floor. So we can discuss it all we want. We just can't do anything anything differently.
That still wouldn't be in the body though, if we had it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can add it in the body that way, but we can't clarify the motion on the floor in order to do that right now.
Mr. Chair, point of information, if this motion passes as it stands, will you have, because it lacks specificity, will you have latitude to add it how you see fit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Call the question, please.
Which is like this. And I'll update the vacancies.
Well, make it look better so that people will vote for it. Just teasing.
All right. And all right, anyone object to calling the question? All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed?
No.
All right, that passes. So let me just make sure where we're at.
Whenever we get to the send the letter point, I call the question.
Okay, we are we are at that point because we disposed of the motion to amend by substitution, which took care of both of the motions to amend. Okay, anyone object? Go ahead, Jamie.
Nope, go ahead.
Okay, anyone object to calling the question? All right. All those in favor of sending the letter, and I will reformat this so that it looks nice. All those in favor of sending the letter, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Okay. Were there any other communications that we needed to speak about? Mr. Bowman.
I believe preceding conventions, the Secretary of State needs to be notified about it as well. And I would authorize the chair to send that and any other letters that are needed to keep us in good standing with Michigan law.
Scotty, can I raise a point of inquiry with you? Is that
Yeah.
for candidate nominating conventions or all state conventions?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I was under the impression, I could be wrong though, that it was just for candidate nominating conventions because the Bureau of Elections generally doesn't list the conventions where officers are nominated at by the any of the parties. So
Okay, thank you.
we can still let them know, but I don't think we're required to.
Okay, yeah.
Mr.
Go, Jamie, do you have an interrupting comment?
Well, I've just, where are we? Is there a motion right now?
There's no motion on the floor. Mr.
May I
Ellison,
make a motion?
Mr. Ellison had his hand up first.
Okay, please.
In regards to communication, would this be an appropriate place to make a motion to dispose of the communications director position?
Yeah.
I worded the business item, approve sending communications from the party. So I think that it is not in order at this time. It's not general enough of a item to do. However, if you request, I will put it on the agenda for our next meeting.
Yeah, at your earliest convenience, I think would be appropriate.
All right, I will do that, Mr. Ellison. Okay, now, just so you guys know, I still have the authority to send communications on behalf of the party. So I will sign them myself, though, when doing so. This one is signed us. Jamie?
So I don't know if this would be appropriate or necessary, but I'd like to submit a motion to authorize the chair to update or verify or update as necessary Laura and other state regulatory bodies about the current state of the executive committee.
Okay.
Point of information, don't you already have that authority, Mr. Chair?
Yeah, I do have that authority. However, there is a cost in doing some of those things. So
Then may I amend my motion?
it hasn't been seconded yet, so you can
Okay,
add to it freely.
then I will change my motion to authorize the chair to pay any fees required to ensure that all state regulatory agencies and filings are up to date and current.
Second,
Okay. Jamie, you want to speak on that? And do you want to speak in favor? I mean,
Yes, so because of a lot of the uncertainty and the changing between July, November to now, I just want to make sure that everything is up to date and reflective of the board.
all right, anyone wish to speak against? Ms. Bazuma?
Oh, the Secretary of State doesn't care. All right, right now, Joe Broomgart is on record as being the chair of the Libertarian Party of Michigan because he signed the certificate of nomination. This, the chair already has this ability to do that. We're going into another convention in April. We'll have probably new officers or whatever. If you want to, fine, but it's really not necessary. Like I said, they don't care about minor parties that much, just so that we remain in compliance when we file for candidates paying the necessary stuff, etc. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Mary. I will just say the way that the motion is worded, I don't have to notify any organizations where it's unnecessary. Mr. McCauley?
Is there some pending, just more point of information, is there some kind of pending something that needs to be taken care of? Is this why this is coming up?
Not that I know of. Jamie?
Not that I'm aware of. I just wanted to ensure, like I said, with a lot of the history of the last several months, I just wanted to make sure everything was up to date and that we weren't out of compliance for anything.
We are not out of compliance with anything. However, our board of directors has changed tonight, so it's technically out of date. All right, any further discussion? Okay. Anyone opposed to calling the question? All right.
Mr. Chair, can we see or hear the motion again, please?
Yeah, Mr. Stemfel, can you read the motion?
I have written down, Jamie introduced a motion to authorize the chair to update or verify Lara and other state regulatory bodies about the current state of the executive committee and to pay any fees to assure any filings are up to date and current. Jamie, did I accurately transcribe your motions?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Any further discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no. Okay, that motion passes. Okay. Trying to figure out where I'm at here. All right, do we have any other?
Oh, Mr. Chair, was it your intention to record the meeting?
I am recording.
Oh, I don't remember getting a verification that I.
It would be pretty late now. Okay. Any other topics of discussion under approve sending communications from the party? Mr. Ellison?
Yeah, I moved to have the chair draft a letter to the secretary of the national party that says, "Girl, stop."
All right, no second for that, unfortunately. Mr. Saliba?
Have we reached out to anybody who's controlling the website or database or social media accounts and asked for them back yet?
Yeah, Mr. King is here. Mark, do you want to cover that?
Yes, I can. Few days ago, I sent notification to Andrew Chatterton stating that he must relinquish all control because he has changed the password to the hosting account. He has also locked me and Joe out of Civi. So he has been notified by me on behalf of this board. If that was out of order, just let me know. To return that control to me so that I can further give Joe control. I have not received any response from Andrew. Actually, he's been silent about a lot of things, including payment to me. I did get into contact with Domain It today by telephone, where me and the representative agreed that sending an email to Andrew would be kind of pointless in order to regain control of that. So they are sending an actual letter to our PO box in order to verify that we are the actual owners of that account, or rather you all are the owners of that account. I shouldn't say we. They do have some requirements, though. They're going to, of course, require Joe's and perhaps my signatures because I'm the person who called in. They also probably are going to ask for some kind of legal verification as well. Possibly like a written statement from a lawyer or from a court. But as of right now, that's where we stand, is I don't have control over anything, and Andrew and possibly National have gone out of their way to lock me out. And furthermore, I've never had control of the social media, so that's something that I cannot help with. Joe, you're muted.
Okay, I was just saying thank you, Mark. Okay, and I think we have another the next topic is protection and recovery of assets, although I would suggest we put the bylaws discussion ahead of that. And since we haven't approved an official agenda, I don't, does anyone object to discussing bylaws committee next?
May I ask why the change in order? It's a point of information, I guess.
Because I think the other one's going to be a very long, drawn out discussion, whereas bylaws is pretty straightforward.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone object? Okay, it doesn't sound like there's any other communications discussions. Okay, bylaws committee. Okay, I will say I do have a list of people that have volunteered for a bylaws committee. However, due to the fact that our email system is, I don't have access to our email system. I don't know if other people have volunteered for that committee. So, just to make that known. All right, I don't know if somebody wants to either move to send another communication about bylaws, we can, or if someone wants to move to appoint a bylaws committee, we can do that. Mr. Ellison,
I move to open up nominations for the bylaw committee with the understanding that the pit committee can be expanded at our next meeting.
Seconded.
okay. Brian, you want to speak on that?
Nope.
Mr. Bellman?
I was gonna ask who already volunteered for the bylaws committee.
All right, well, I have an answer for you. Okay, the members that volunteered were Jeff Patel, Jamie Van Alstine, Greg Smith, Larry Johnson, Kyle McCauley, Greg Stimful, Dave Canny, Angela Thornton, Andy Evans, and John Algus.
Mr. Chairman, are you able to post that list into chat?
Yes.
Make it a lot easier.
Oh, wait, assuming I can, let's see if I can copy and paste from chat today. I cannot. So never mind.
Wait, is there a setting? Is there a setting I can change?
You can just send it to me on some other platform.
Right. I will do that.
Mr. Chair, would you mind still posting that list if you don't mind, just so we
Yeah.
can see?
Of course.
Yeah, I can just type them out from that.
Okay. And
That's good enough. That's good enough.
oh, Jim Fulner actually did not volunteer though. Somebody else told me he might be interested, but I don't have confirmation from him. That's why I didn't read his name off. Okay, and I see Mark is volunteering also in the chat, Mark King. Okay, so nominations are open. So Allison,
I move to nominate everybody that you named off on the list with the exception of Jim Fulner and also adding Mark King.
I'm gonna leave Jim Fulner out.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, any other nominations? Mr. Bowman?
Yes, I'd like to nominate myself and Jim Fulner.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Fulner will accept?
I was hanging out with him over the weekend. I don't think he's into it, but we can ask.
Okay, if we don't know if he'll accept, I think it would be better to ask him and then add him at the next opportunity.
Point of inquiry, isn't the motion currently set up that the the committee can be expanded later.
Correct. Okay, I'm
Motion to
gonna,
nominations and
What?
accept all by acclamation.
all right, let me read the names off again. So the current slate of nominations is Jeff Patel, Jamie Van Alstine, Greg Smith, Larry Johnson, Kyle McCauley, Greg Stemfel, Dave Canny, Angela Thornton, Andy Evans, John Elgis, and Scotty Bowman. And Mark King, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think Kyle's motion was seconded. Kyle, could you repeat the motion though?
I move to close nominations and to accept all currently nominated by acclamation.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, so the. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I,
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Okay, awesome. And in fairness, I'll send out another email, or some type of communication asking if other people are interested in joining.
Mr. Chair, would you include the current list in that email as well?
Yeah, I will.
Point of inquiry.
Yes, sir.
Is it your intention for the committee to nominate its own chair, or did you want the LEC to do that?
I don't have a preference, but it's absolutely in order if you all would like to nominate a chair.
I move that the bylaws committee select its own chair, actually.
second,
Second.
Call
Okay,
the question.
any objection? Okay, motion on the floor is to instruct the bylaws committee to elect their own chair. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Okay, that passes. All right, then the last order of business is protection and recovery of assets.
Mr. Chair, I don't know what all topics you had in relation to that, but considering Karen Ann Harlos's most recent YouTube video about what's going on here, and the fact that I received a call from a member that suggested that there may be legal challenges forthcoming. I motion that we immediately go into an executive session at the conclusion of our remaining business to discuss retention of an attorney.
All right, is there a second?
Just a point of inquiry before I second, would that be at this point? Would that,
Yes,
have we concluded all other business?
yeah, there's no other business.
I second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say no.
No.
Okay, that passes. So at this time, I am going to ask everyone that is not a member of the board to leave. Otherwise, I will probably just start kicking people out if you're
Point of inquiry.
you don't leave. Yes.
I would like to invite Andrew Hall to be part of this, even though he's technically not a voting member.
Okay, is there any Any opposition to that? I believe that is fine.
Are all members
Mine
of the
would be-
LEC the executive committee?
Yes, that's you, Scotty.
Okay, just double checking. I guess that's what it stands for, but
Yes, the E and the C.
Mr. Chair, Mark King is asking a question, and with Mr. Neil Miller sitting like a fly on the wall, or they just left, so maybe it doesn't matter. All right, he wasn't participating. I didn't know if it was appropriate for him to be here.
Mark, I think it is not proper for you to be in the meeting, although if anyone wishes to dispute that, let me know.
Point of information.
Yeah,
Has the special meeting concluded by this point or no? Only curious for if Andrew is voting member or simply invited in good faith.
no, we have not adjourned, so Andrew cannot vote. Okay. Kyle, me, Greg, Scotty, Mike, Dave, Jamie, Mary, Jordan, Andrew, Brian, Raphael, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we still have a quorum and everyone has left. All right, we're not supposed to record this part, right? I had to stop the recording.